What we're learning is that 2 Indian Air Force planes have crashed in Madhya Pradesh. One is a Sukhoi-30 and one is a Mirage 2000 aircraft. They crashed near Morena, Madhya Pradesh. What we also do know about the passengers is that one pilot is missing. 2 pilots were injured as well. Now, an Air Force team is on the spot with the local police. The 2 injured pilots have also been located and are being shifted to a hospital for further medical treatment. Now, Defense Ministry sources claim that Defense Minister Rajnath Singh was briefed by the Chief of Air Staff on the crash of the 2 aircraft of the Indian Air Force. The Defense Minister reportedly inquired about the well-being of the IAF pilots and is continuously monitoring the developments closely. We're crossing over to CNN News 18's Akash Sharma to get us more details. Akash, over to you.
So, Aisha, this is a very unfortunate incident that has been reported from Madhya Pradesh, where we are learning that 2 fighter aircraft of Indian Air Force, one was Sukhoi-30 and the other one was Mirage 2000, crashed. And in fact, the initial reports are suggesting about a mid-air collision. However, we haven't got any sort of confirmation about it. In fact, this is a matter of investigation now, but we are learning that 2 pilots at that point in time ejected and are traced and have been rescued, and also we are learning that 1 pilot is missing. And now we have been given to understand that Sukhoi-30 had 2 pilots initially and Mirage 2000 had 1 pilot. 2 pilots of Sukhoi-30, ejected and they are traced and have been shifted to the hospital, in fact, and 1 pilot is still missing. We are not sure as to what led to this particular incident, but as you rightly mentioned, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh was briefed about the particular incident, and in fact, we are learning that Indian Air Force officers, as of now, are, planning to release an official statement about this particular incident. Also, we are learning that Mirage 2000 took off from the Gwalior air base. In fact, some reports are suggesting that Sukhoi-30 in fact took off from the Gwalior air base, but it is not very likely because Sukhoi-30 has no base in Gwalior. And in fact, as far as the initial reports are concerned, so initial reports are suggesting that these 2 aircrafts were a part of an exercise, Indian Air Force exercise, and this was the time when this incident happened. The good part is that 2 pilots have been traced, have been rescued, and they are shifted to the nearby hospital. They have got some sort of injuries as well, we are learning, but 1 pilot is still missing. Back to you, Aisha.
All right, now, Akash, I also wanted to ask you more about what you were saying. You were saying that the 2 pilots who were injured and have been shifted to the hospital or are being shifted to the hospital, they ejected beforehand, correct?
Exactly. We are learning that after the takeoff, in fact, they noticed the fire. In fact, the residents of that particular area are suggesting that they saw some sort of fire in the air, and that was the time when these pilots ejected. After that, district administration has somewhere confirmed that they found those 2 pilots, and these 2 pilots have been shifted to the nearby hospital.
Do we have any other information about the 1 pilot who has been reported missing?
Not yet. In fact, efforts are being made by the district administration. In fact, we are learning that Indian Air Force officers are in touch with the local authorities, in fact, and this 1 pilot is missing. Such operation is on, and we are learning that in some time from now, Indian Air Force is going to release 1 official statement about the particular incident as to what led to this particular crash, what was this exercise all about, and also about the missing pilot.
All right, Akash, do stay with us. We have some more information that's coming in from defense sources. They've added that Defense Minister Rajnath Singh is in touch with the Chief of Defense Staff General Anil Chauhan and the IAF Chief Air Chief Marshal VR Chaudhary. He's reportedly gathering details on the crash from them. What information do you have about this development?
Exactly. In fact, defense sources are telling us that Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh was briefed about this particular incident by none other than the head of the air staff. And in fact, we are learning that Rajnath Singh was inquiring about the well-being of the pilots, and he was told that 2 pilots have been rescued and have been shifted to the hospital. They have got some sort of injuries. However, 1 pilot is still missing. And also, it is important to mention that there are reports that are suggesting about the mid-air collision, and in case this is the possibility, then it is a matter of inquiry, and definitely Indian Air Force will be inquiring in this particular case. And that's the reason why I'm mentioning again and again, Aisha, that, we are looking forward to the official statement of Indian Air Force, because only after that official statement, we'll be able to ascertain as to what actually happened in this particular case.
Do you think we can rule out the fact that this might have been caused by the weather? Because as per the visuals we're receiving and we're putting them out on the viewer screens as well, it seems to be clear skies completely.
Yeah, it's a sunny day. In fact, talking about Morena locality, so it is not very far. It is, in fact, the border area of Madhya Pradesh. It is very near to the Agra and to the Gwalior as well. So, it is in mid of the way from Agra to Gwalior. And, it's a sunny day. In fact, officers are clear that, there was no weather problem. In fact, this is the reason why, everyone is expecting this Indian Air Force statement. It is very crucial in this particular case because, initially it was said that these two aircrafts were a part of a joint exercise, were a part of the exercise, in fact. And we don't know about the exercise, in fact. And, this is the time when we got to know that there are possibility of mid-air collision. And again, this is a matter of investigation. In fact, Indian Air Force will be confirming about any such possibility, if any, and also, in some time from now, Indian Air Force will be coming out with an official statement. But yes, talking about the developments and also for our viewers, this is an unfortunate incident that has happened in Morena area of Madhya Pradesh. We have been given to understand that these two aircrafts took off from Gwalior Air Base, and after that, two pilots ejected of Sukhoi-30 and two pilots have been rescued in this particular case. However, one pilot is still missing.
Akash, do we have any more details about the pilots who were injured? Do we know how bad the injuries have been?
Not seriously injured. In fact, I had a word with several officers of Indian Air Force. They are, closely monitoring the particular incident and also the situation. So they said that, pilots ejected on time, and that's the reason why, they are all safe. However, yes, they have got some sort of injuries, and that is the reason why they have been shifted. However, the crucial part is the search operation. As of now, Aisha, you see, district administration teams and police is there at the spot, and the kind of visual that we saw, these are horrific visuals, I should say. We can say that how badly this crash has taken place, and this is the reason why everyone is hoping for the well-being of the third pilot, which who is missing at this point in time. And all the efforts are being made not only by the Indian Air Force but also by the district administration. In fact, the search operation is on, and they are looking for the missing pilot as of now, Aisha.
Do we know of any previous incidents like this when it comes to the aircraft that are involved, the Sukhoi-30 and the Mirage 2000?
There are a number of incidents and accidents, but talking about these specific aircraft, so no, they have no such history. They have no such past history that, these aircrafts were very much involved in some sort of accidents and incidents like such. And, Aisha, it is very important to mention that talking about the particular airspace where this happened, and also about the Air Force station, the base station where, the flight took off. So the distance is not very far, and we are learning that soon after the takeoff, the pilots may have got to know that, there is some sort of problem, or if it was the mid-air collision. And this is why they decided to eject. They ejected and were later traced and rescued. And now, in the search operation, in fact, the administration is looking for the third pilot. In fact, everyone is praying for the well-being of third pilot. In fact, we are learning that, they are looking for a pilot of Mirage 2000.
And could you go over what Defense Ministry sources are telling us once more about what the action that's taking place?
Right. So, we are waiting for the official statement of Indian Air Force, but talking about the Defense Ministry sources and also the officer that, we had a word with. So these officers are, somewhere confirming the particular incident first. And secondly, they are also talking about the well-being of two pilots. This incident happened in the morning today, and we are learning that these two aircrafts were a part of an exercise. Soon after the takeoff, they got to know about some sort of fire or, some sort of thing that happened in the aircrafts. In fact, we are learning that there is a possibility of some technical failure also. But, it is very unlikely that these two aircrafts had this particular technical failure at the same time. So, this is why we are saying that, other than the Defense Ministry sources, we are also waiting for the official statement of Indian Air Force, because only after that particular statement, we'll be able to get some sort of clarity as to what actually happened and what is the status of the health and well-being of these pilots.
And how long ago did these incidents take place? How long ago did this crash take place?
Initial reports are suggesting that this actually happened around 10 or 10:30. But again, Aisha, I would not be able to confirm the exact timing, because this is the reason why I'm saying that we'll have to wait for the official statement. But definitely, the important part is the well-being of pilots. So 2 pilots have been rescued, and also talking about the protocol. So we have been given to understand that Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh, in fact, had a word with Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary, and he informed him about the particular incident, and not only about this incident, but also he talked about the well-being of the pilots. In fact, several district administration officers, in fact, just a few minutes back, I had a word with local officer, and he confirmed that 2 pilots have been rescued from the particular area. In fact, they ejected, and then after search operation was initiated, and in that search operation, these pilots were traced and have been shifted to a nearby hospital. Now the whole focus is on the 3rd pilot, which, as per reports and as per the initial information, is missing. And soon after that, the focus will be on the inquiry part, because this is important to know that what actually led to this particular crash. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, these aircrafts were a part of exercise, and this is very crucial to mention that, in case it was some technical failure, that how is it possible that both the aircraft had same sort of technical failure at the same time. We are waiting for the official statement, and only after that official statement we'll be able to confirm as to what actually led to this particular crash.
All right, so we're currently waiting for an official statement. What we do know is that defense sources have told us that Defense Minister Rajnath Singh is in touch with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Anil Chauhan, and the IAF Chief, Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary. He's gathering details on the crash from them. Again, 2 Indian Air Force planes have crashed in Madhya Pradesh. One is a Sukhoi-30 and one is a Mirage 2000 aircraft. They crashed near Morena. The reason for the crash is still being ascertained. Right now, there are no confirmed details. As our reporter was telling us, Akash Sharma, he was saying that we're still awaiting an official statement from the Defense Ministry about this. But again, Defense Ministry sources are claiming that Defense Minister Rajnath Singh was briefed by the Chief of Air Staff on the crash of the 2 aircrafts of the Indian Air Force. And he has also inquired about the well-being of the IAF pilots and is monitoring the developments closely. So remember, the 2 aircraft that were involved in this were a Sukhoi-30 and a Mirage 2000. They crashed near Morena. What we do know is that 1 pilot has been reported missing. 2 pilots were injured, but they are being shifted to the hospital. We're crossing back over to CNN News 18's Akash Sharma. Akash, can you bring us any other updates that we've received in the last few minutes? Is there anything new that's come in about what's taken place?
Not exactly, but this is for our viewers who are joining us at this point in time. This is an unfortunate incident that has been reported from Madhya Pradesh, and talking about Morena area. So it is not a very difficult area. In fact, while it is about flights and talking about weather. So in fact, Aisha, I remember you were talking about the weather conditions in the particular area. It's a sunny day in the national capital, and Morena is not very far from the national capital. In fact, it is the border area of Madhya Pradesh. In fact, it comes between the path of Agra to Gwalior, and we have been given to understand that these 2 flights took off from Gwalior Air Base. These 2 aircrafts were a part of exercise when this incident took place. In fact, this unfortunate incident, and after that, 2 pilots of Sukhoi-30, as per the reports, ejected, and they were saved. And while it is about the crash, so after crash on the incident site, local administration and district administration has reached to the particular site. They have initiated the search operation and the rescue operation. 2 pilots have been shifted to the nearby hospital. 1 pilot, as per the report, is missing. Also, everyone is focusing on the cause of the particular incident as to what led to the particular crash. However, we have no confirmation. Some reports are suggesting about mid-air collision, but this would be a big thing, and without confirmation, one cannot say about mid-air collision. And also, we have been given to understand, in fact, our different sources are telling that soon after, the confirmation of the particular incident, an inquiry would be initiated about the cause of the incident as to what led to the actual crash, and only after that, we'll get some sort of clarity. Also, talking about the focus of the Indian Air Force officers. So as of now, everyone is focusing on the 3rd pilot, who, as per the reports, is missing, and a search operation is on, and everyone is is looking for the pilot. Also, Aisha, it is important to mention that another incident took place today in the morning in the Bharatpur area of Rajasthan. We have no confirmation
Akash, do
as to
stay with
if
us
it
for a
was a fighter
second. We're
plane in
getting some
Bharatpur,
more
in fact,
information about this. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has tweeted about the incident, saying, and I quote, "The news of the crash of the Sukhoi-30 and the Mirage 2000 aircraft of the Air Force near the Colares in Morena is very sad. I've instructed the local administration to cooperate with the Air Force in quick rescue and relief work. I pray to God that the pilots of the planes are safe." That's the statement coming in from the Chief Minister at this moment. We're crossing back over to CNN News 18's Akash Sharma. So Akash, we have a statement from the Chief Minister. Tell us once again about the rescue and relief operations that are taking place.
Oh, yes, exactly. So Shivraj Singh Chauhan is actually mentioning about the efforts that are being made by the district administration, the local authorities, and it is very important. Aisha, you see, Indian Air Force officer cannot be present on that particular site, and that is the reason why soon after the news and soon after the inputs by the locals, district administration, in fact, the local police officer reached that particular site. At this point in time, seeing these visuals, so we can say that at this point in time, in fact, the local administration is putting sort of efforts that are required in this particular incident. In fact, we have been told that such operation is on because everyone is looking for the third pilot. But this is an unfortunate incident that has been reported in the morning today. We have been given to understand that, these two fighter aircrafts were a part of an exercise of Indian Air Force. However, we have no clarity or confirmation on that. And, just a few minutes back, I was talking about mid-air collision, Aisha. So, mid-air collision is the possibility in this particular case. However, we have in fact raised this particular query to Indian Air Force officers, and they are saying that they are checking. And in
Akash,
fact, after
stay with us
checking
for a
also,
moment. We're being joined by the DM of Morena, Ankit Asthana. Mr. Asthana, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. Can you tell us about the information that you have about this crash?
The preliminary information that have come in, two jets of Indian Air Force, one Sukhoi and one Mirage, have crashed in village Manpur, block Pahargarh, district of Morena. Two pilots have been traced approximately half an hour back, and they've been airlifted by military police. Ambulance and fire tenders are on site. Me and SP are also rushing into the site.
And do you have any information about the third pilot who has been reported missing?
No, we are still trying to trace him.
Any information about what the cause of this crash could have been as well?
No, that can be confirmed by IAF.
Okay, what can you tell us about the rescue and relief operations that are going on?
Right?
What can you tell us about the
Hello?
rescue? Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Our rescue teams are on spot. SDR team, ambulances have been rushed in, fire tenders are also there. Local SDM, SDOP are on site, and me and SP are also reaching the site in approximately half an hour.
In approximately half an hour. Okay, and when did you get information about this crash?
We received information early morning at around 11. And we immediately rushed our team to the site. Morena से हम लोग भी वहाँ के लिए निकल गए, मैं और SP का.
Were you aware of any joint military exercise that was going on?
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes. Were you? Yes, we're here. Were you aware of any military exercise that was taking place in Morena?
Hello.
Mr. Asthana, can you hear me? All right, we'll try to re-establish that connection. That was the DM of Morena basically giving us more information about this entire crash. Now remember, two pilots have been injured. They were rushed to the hospital. Again, the DM is also about half an hour away from Morena, from where the incident has taken place. We also have a reaction from the Chief Minister. Again, I'm going to read out what the statement is. It's the news of the crash of Sukhoi-30 and Mirage 2000 aircraft of the Air Force near Colares in Morena is very sad. I have instructed the local administration to cooperate with the Air Force in quick rescue and relief work. I pray to God that the pilots of the planes are safe. Now remember, when it comes to the status of the pilots, two of them are injured and one of them has been reported missing. We're crossing back over to CNN News 18's Akash Sharma to give us more details. Akash, again, any update that's coming in on your end?
Not yet. In fact, I was listening to DM Ankit Asthana, and he mentioned categorically that around 11 a.m. he got the information about this particular crash, and soon after that, all the teams have been, involved in this particular search operation. Also, we have been given to understand that 2 pilots have been rescued, and everyone is waiting for the 3rd pilot, in fact. And Aisha, in such incidents, the protocol plays a vital role, a crucial role. We are looking for the cause of the particular incident. However, there are some reports that are suggesting that it was a mid-air collision, because of which two aircrafts crashed at the very same time. However, at this point in time, in fact, I had a word with several Indian Air Force officers, and they are saying that it's a matter of investigation. In fact, after the particular rescue operation, the particular relief operation, particular search operation, Indian Air Force will be conducting an inquiry in this particular case as to what actually happened, and also about the particular development. They'll be briefing about the particular development. In fact, it has 1 hour has already been passed about after the particular news, and we are still waiting for the Indian Air Force some sort of clarity about the particular incident, because only after the confirmation and clarification of the Indian Air Force will be able to tell to our viewers as to what actually happened. But this is really unfortunate, where we have learned that 2 fighter aircraft of Indian Air Force crashed in Morena area of Madhya Pradesh, and these aircrafts initially, as per the reports, were a part of an exercise, an Indian Air Force exercise. These are 2 fighter planes of India that we have in our fleet, and we have been given to understand that total 3 pilots were involved, 2 pilots in Sukhoi-30 and 1 in Mirage 2000, and we have been given to understand that 2 pilots safely ejected from Sukhoi, and they have been traced, they have been sent to a nearby hospital. However, the administration is actually looking for, in fact, is trying to trace the 3rd pilot, and also they are, while it is about all the senior netas, so they are in fact tweeting about it. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh, we have been given to understand, has been briefed about the particular incident, and he has in fact asked about the well-being of the pilots in this particular case.
All right, and can you also tell us more? You were mentioning that we're waiting for an official statement from the Defense Ministry. Do we have any timeline on when that's likely to come out?
No, actually, in fact, I'm trying several officers, in fact, officers of the Indian Air Force. It is not a routine thing that we are seeing in this particular case, because as I'm mentioning, 1 hour has already been passed. In fact, more than 1 hour has already been passed, and Indian Air Force has not released any sort of statement as of now. We are waiting for that statement, because this statement will bring some sort of clarity on not only the status and the health of pilot, but also about the reason actually what actually happened, and also some facts about this particular incident. But again, this is to reiterate that this incident happened at around 10 or 10:30. This is what we are learning as far as the inputs that have been given by the local administration and also our reporters on ground. And after that, 2 pilots have been rescued in this particular case, and search operation is on, because they are looking for the 3rd pilot as of now.
Akash, do stay with us. We're crossing over to our reporter in Madhya Pradesh, Manoj Sharma. Manoj ji, क्या जानकारी है आपके पास?
Yeah, in fact, we have got the confirmation from Morena SP Ashutosh Bagri. According to him, they have already reached on the spot where 2 fighter planes, one is Sukhoi-30 and another Mirage 2000, they got crashed. In fact, have rescued the 2 pilots. In fact, from unconfirmed sources, we are getting reports there were 2 pilots and 1 co-pilot. But according to SP Ashutosh Bagri, what he is saying that they have traced 2 pilots, and obviously they were very injured, and they have been sent to the hospital for treatment, and they are in mental trauma. So at this point of time, they cannot be interrogated. The question cannot be asked what happened in fact. So in the distance between 2 fighter planes where debris has been recovered, it's not far away. That is one point. And secondly, according to SP, these 2 planes, they were there as far as this, population is concerned, as far as village is concerned, one Kalaras and another is Pahargarh. So we can say, in fact, that was because of these 2 pilots, 2 villages. If the crash could took place on these villages, then it could be very dangerous. So SP has confirmed 2 pilots have been rescued, and they have been sent to the hospital. And another report we are getting is the team from defense, that is Air Force team from Gwalior. It has already reached on the spot, and they have started their investigation, trying to find out the black box. And there are also steps from the administration, district administration and police. They are trying to manage the crowd. Steps have been taken to recover the black box. That is the most important thing, because they have to find out what happened, what exactly is the cause for the crash of these Mirage and Sukhoi.
All right, Manoj, do stay with us. I just want to mention to our viewers that the visuals that we're putting out, these are visuals of the Air Force team, which is on the ground. And this seems to be visuals as well of the pilots getting airlifted to the hospital. Manoj, I want to come back to you and ask you something else. We were getting information about how there was reportedly a military exercise that was taking place. Do you have any more details about that?
In fact, we have been told from unconfirmed sources that they were these two fighter planes. They were on the return flight, but from where they took off, and what was it a regular exercise, routine exercise? Because that Gwalior Air Force base is not.
Manoj, do stay with us. We're being joined by Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, who is a defense expert. Mr. Bakshi, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. Could you tell us what information you have, what your first reaction is to this crash that's taken place in Madhya Pradesh?
Very sorry to hear of this tragic accident. I'm a accident investigator, and I'm a fighter pilot also. So I'll tell you. The first thing is, I want to know at what stage did the aircraft crash? Or did they crash over the airfield coming into land? Or did they crash in the flying training area where they were conducting an exercise? It all depends on from that. Have they flown into a flock of birds? Have they have a mid-air collision? Now, a lot of TV channels are conjecturing it's a mid-air collision. So we have to find out what exactly is it. When two aircraft crash on the same day, at the same time, at the same place, obviously they are involved in a similar exercise, a similar work. So we have to find out what happened. It could be possible while coming into land, the ATC failed. The aircraft one aircraft is joining, one aircraft is already turning in the circuit, and one is joining. Crash can take place. Crash can take place when they're conducting an exercise in the exercise area. That can be done. Or there are other reasons for crash also: engine failure, fire, hydraulic failure, fuel contamination, a number of reasons. Bird hitting the flock of birds, because Gwalior has got a lot of migratory birds which are returning, which are coming into winter. They're coming into Bharatpur and Gwalior and all that area. Could be that they have flown in. So we have to find out what exactly happened.
Mr.
FDR and corporate voice reporter, they'll help us. Conversation of pilot with ATC between each other will help.
Mr. Bakshi, I did want to also give you a little more information about this, because what we do know is we've gotten unconfirmed details about the fact that a drill was taking place. But again, I do want to mention that this is unconfirmed. As you mentioned, that's something that needs to be clarified as well. You were mentioning that at this point in time of the year, flocks of birds usually come into Gwalior at this point. And what we have learned from our reporters is that apparently these two aircrafts had taken off from Gwalior. One of them, I believe, is confirmed to have taken off from Gwalior. I think we're still waiting confirmation about the second. So what I did want to ask you about actually is the Sukhoi-30 and the Mirage 2000. How likely is it that this could have been a technical failure?
The technical failure can be with one aircraft. Very rarely, the rarest of the rare cases that at the same time aircraft having technical failure both together. The technical failures have happened, and technical failure will happen all around the world, because fighter aircraft is flying at the extreme edge of its performance at full throttle. So this aspect is there, and they are not like airlines flying or flying club flying. They're flying very safely in a safe parameter. They don't fly in safe parameters. They fly in unsafe regions. So that is what could have happened. Now we have to find out. If you can tell me where this crash took place, where they were joining next to the circuit, or in a flying area, then I can tell you more.
As per the information, we just know that this is taking place in Morena.
But I cannot make out clearly what you're saying. At this juncture, what can you tell me?
We basically know that this is taking place in Morena.
Morena is a place. There's a geographical area.
Of course.
Where related to airfield. Were they close to airfield? Both of them together? If they crashed together, have they crashed together, or have they crashed in different places?
We're still waiting confirmation on that.
That should be told.
Absolutely. Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, thank you so much for speaking to us about this. We will continue to get you the latest updates when it comes to this developing story. Right now, though, we're heading to a very short break. Do stay with us.